What about delusions? Now, we're not talking about run-of-the-mill delusions, people lacking self-awareness with their delusions of grandeur, inferiority, or whatever kind of specialty. Now, grounded and realistic self-awareness is obviously useful across the board, but today we are specifically looking at delusions born of the spiritual journey in wake of, well, your awakening. Now, there are different grades and spectrums of awakening, each shipping with their own set of temptations, challenges, and potential for internal distortion. One genre of delusions stems from pattern recognition, unpacking of symbols, perception of parallels between apparently disconnected phenomena. The recognition of patterns and parallel dynamics in itself is fine. But when the planes of your reality begin to blur, when the spheres are fusing together, where this and this means this and this and this means this, without any sort of contextual frame, it becomes very delusional. You become unrooted from your baseline reality, and depending on your framings, you enter into conspiracy narratives or other mythic frames from aliens to religious legends. When all of this fuels your sense of specialty, gives you a role that you never had before, you fall into delusion. No longer in a neutral frame of awareness, simply recognizing patterns, you go chasing after them, you see them where they are not or where loose connections can be made, because your story, your picture, needs to hold together, be scaffolded. So every once in a while, reality checks on your mythic weavings. Beyond that, but connected, we enter Messiah complex, your specialty, you being the chosen one, holding the truth, holding the revelation that others know not. And whoever that appointed you into that role, it wasn't from heavens high, it wasn't by the world, it was you yourself who stepped into the shoes and marched on the stage. Now, seeing things, recognizing realities that the masses see not, that's fine. What becomes problematic is your crafting an identity around all of that. When we're at a point where you are crafting profiles of yourself, writing eulogies of your realization, trying to convince half the internet of how special you are and why everyone should listen to you, your revelations, then, you've gone down the deep end. In the best case scenario, all the noise you make about yourself simply drowns in the ocean of manifold messiahs saturating our modern world. In the more complicated scenario, there are people who resonate with your delusions. You get your first followers who start validating your ideas. And do we have dozens of Mahdis, dozens of Jesuses, dozens of self-realized gurus, each with their flocks holding on tight to their claims? If you are yet to refuse the temptations of the ego, yet to cut the tentacles of subjective distinction, if you are still immersed in all this identity craft, you are a messiah made of mist, all hollow on the inside. Because there is no need to play all of these silly games. Reality happens as it happens. What you have, that you have, and what you don't, you have no need to paint it for others. Then, friends, reality check beyond the charming frames of delusion into the raw reality of whatever that is or isn't, and whatever that you are or you are not. Holding on to that baseline of raw reality is what makes me so special. But it makes me exactly the same as every one of us, if only we snap out of it.